So for the next about 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes. Okay, we see you in the background. I'm not sure if you can see us. All right. So
I can see your ear right now.
you can see my ear, or you see my big head.
There you go, exactly.
All right. So to just warm up, I'm going to ask everybody to spend about 30 seconds to introduce your name, the company or the organization you represent, and what does your company or organization actually do. 30 seconds. So Klaus, will you start? Would you like to start?
Sure, I haven't practiced my 30-second elevator pitch, but I'll try, right? So my name is Klaus, originally from Denmark, lived and worked in 4 different continents, worked in Vietnam to help lead product expansion for Carlsberg, one of the largest beer brewing companies in the world, came to Silicon Valley, worked for an organization called Silicon Valley Forum, which is a local non-profit promoting innovation and entrepreneurship. Started 10x Innovation Lab, which is a local accelerator. And 2 years ago, we started to write this book called Global Class, which is on the topic of international growth and expansion. I'll stop there.
All right. Just for your note, Klaus just launched his book, so we're gonna give your chances to let us know what are the insights you're sharing in the book just for a while, right? I've been watching for that. So now we're gonna welcome my very, very good friend, Uniform. Uniform is not only good looking, but he's an expert on cross-border in Asia. So Uniform, please, 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you, David. This is Uniform from Starboard. Starboard is a platform for entrepreneurs who want to start business in Taiwan, but we are focused on South Asia and Indian country. The friend who want to start their business in Taiwan. So we already established more than 5 years. Thank you.
All right. The next one is David and Techstar. And David, take it away. 30 seconds.
Hi guys, I'm David. I represent Techstars. We are a global startup accelerator. We have 53 accelerators across the world. We invest in over 3,000 startups, and we also are doing a lot of pre-accelerator work in Asia. That's what I'm responsible for. So bringing Asian startups to Southeast Asia, to Europe, to America, and that's what we've been focusing on in Asia.
All right. So I'm sure everybody kind of received a list of questions, but I'm going to add a warm-up question that is common to everybody. Then after, I will go into the specific questions that related to your organization. Does that sound good? All right. So I would like to ask 3 of wonderful experts, what are the common challenges in helping local startup to go abroad? All right. David, do you want to start first?
Sure, I can start to give you guys some time to think. Okay. So a really common challenge in Asia is most often than not, every startup founder is pitching in their second language. It's a lot of respect. Even the mentors that we introduce to our founders in Asia, they can't fathom having to pitch in a different language, and that's something that's a common problem culturally and also communicatively, right? You can't express what you want to say or pitch to even investors or potential clients in a very efficient way. So I'd say language is a really big barrier for international startups wanting to get into a different country or a different region.
All right. So Uniform?
Yeah, I think the global market, I think almost all the company, I think not for just for startup. I think the problem is the obstacle is for like culture and language. Yeah, so that's why at Starboard we believe the talent is the most. I think it's the most important key for all the companies we want to be success. Right, so I think do you know that Taiwan? I think we have more than 70,000 foreign students from South Asia and Indian country.
Wow.
70,000. Imagine that. Maybe just 5 or 10%. The foreigner they can think about maybe I can start my business in Taiwan, or I can join venture to Taiwan's star company, or maybe can be their staff, can join venture with them, invest with them. Imagine that, just 10%. How many you can imagine how many beautiful story can be happen, right? So that's why for my side it's the same. I agree. I think actually the culture or language is a barrier, right? So why we just we can just try to looking for the talent in Taiwan. So that's why in the Starbucks, I think we focus on the talent. So we try to encourage them to cooperate with you, right? I believe Taiwan's company or startup through this talent can help them a lot to conquer this problem. So yeah, for conquer the cultural language barrier.
All right, so David and your information about language and culture. Klaus, do you have something to add up on that? Or you have different sets of challenges, lists in your pocket?
I can talk about. Yeah, I have a lot of things that I can talk about, but we actually talk about a specific sort of type of talent in the book called an entrepreneur, which is an evolution of the entrepreneurial concept. So if you imagine a pyramid, the bottom part of the pyramid is an agile mindset, people who are iterative, resilient, growth focused. In the middle of that pyramid that we've developed is something we call a company mindset. Basically, companies that want these agile thinkers within their organization to drive digital transformation initiatives, people who can navigate bureaucracy and build coalition and buy-in to drive these digital transformation initiatives. But what's the tip of the iceberg, which is a little bit related to what you guys are talking about, is a cultural mindset. Culture curiosity, global mindedness, that then allows these business leaders to take a company from their initial market and successfully scale them into new markets, international markets, because they have that cultural mindset. It's absolutely key, and I completely agree on that point. So we have a lot of different topics that we can address in relation to the book, and we actually have mapped out 10 key mistakes that companies make. But yeah, let's dive into it.
So which pages is that list in the book? So when we go buy it, we can and make a bookmark.
Oh, I can't even remember. We're still.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
It's all good. It's in the beginning of the book. We outlined it in chapter 2, but I can't remember the specific page, to be honest.
Okay, all right. So chapter 2, go buy the book. It's available on Amazon, right?
Amazon. It came out 3 days ago. You
I know.
Some of the first people that read it. So.
Okay, that's amazing. So now we're going to jump into the specifics. So maybe we'll continue with you, Klaus. I mean, you've been working very closely with different agencies here in Taiwan and helping Taiwan startups to go to U.S. markets or other markets, right? So maybe you can share with you what are the 2 or 3 pointers or advices that you usually give to the Taiwan startup when they embark on the U.S. markets.
That's great. One of the things that we often focus on is hiring the right people when you want to go international, right?
Sure.
Talent is key. It's also, we interviewed 400 executives along, the process of actually researching for this book, and 95% of the people we surveyed them all, they said that hiring the right person and building the right team is absolutely key. So you need to really be focused on that a lot. So one of the things we talk about is that entrepreneurial mindset, but then we also have built a team building framework where we talk about you really need to have the bridge between local knowledge and company knowledge to successfully build teams abroad. Meaning that you essentially need to make sure that individual understands the organization, the culture, and understand how to navigate the organization to kind of get resources, but also get support to scaling into that market and do localization. But then also you need to make sure that you have that local knowledge as well. And oftentimes that does not come in one person. Sometimes it comes, between the team. So that's one of the things that we key in.
Okay, that's amazing. And I'm just going to follow in with, actually, TechStart, I've been building my acceleration program by reading and watching and a lot of things from TechStart. For a lot of people don't know, maybe you participate in Startup Weekend, like it's over a weekend, and actually TechStart runs amazing programs. So David, you're the expert. There's a lot of in-depth knowledge. So the question to you is, how does U.S. market different than Taiwan?
That's a really loaded question, but I will tackle it as best I can. I think a really big part of TechStars is the mentor network, right?
Sure.
So what we do in our accelerator programs is connecting founders to different mentors or networks. It's a very not straight line,
Sure.
but it's serendipitous connections. Localization is what Klaus said, is if you're going into a different market, what's different is the way the network is built in that country. So in Taipei, the way the entrepreneur ecosystem is built and navigated is very different from maybe New York or Boston,
Sure.
right? And there's difference between Boston and New York, even though they're in the same country, right? So what happens with the differences between Taiwan and America is the way the networks are built because of the city structure, because of the government structure, because of the corporate structures as well, and how corporates and VCs interact with startups. So I'd say the difference is how to navigate that network is totally different, and the best way to help is to go through accelerator programs or soft landing programs like Startboard, like Innovate 10X, like like Techstars, where that cultural acceleration and helping you navigate that nuance will greatly break those barriers of entry into a different market like the US or Taiwan.
Right. Just before I ask question for Uniform, I just want to shout out to one amazing entrepreneur, Rick. So Rick been taking photos and recording for all of us, so thank you so much. All right, thank you. So Uniform, I'm just going to ask 2 questions instead of 1 question, okay? But I'm going to give you, reminder on the second one. So the first one is, let's say I don't want to go to the US. I'm sure you've been helping startups to go to the US, but how do you help entrepreneurs to decide which country to go? And then the second question is, how are the global development impacting startups in Southeast Asia? Maybe you want to take the first one, is how do you help entrepreneurs to decide which country to go?
Thank you, David. It's a very, very good question. Actually, the answer is we don't give any, we don't make any decision for them, because no one have the best answer. So for example, I think almost for my experience, you ask a startup team, say which country you want to go. Nobody say yes. I very, very clearly say I want to go India, I want to go Indonesia, and or want to go Vietnam. For example, I was sharing one thing. One have very, very excellent team. I asked them, what's your next target for country? They said, Indonesia. Maybe you are thinking, maybe Indonesia, maybe they do many research, they fly to Indonesia, they talk to many people. But answer is, he have a very good internship from Indonesia. Just for like a very simple answer, right? Because their teams all Taiwanese, right? How can they know Indonesia the information, right? So maybe this summer they have one the internship from Indonesia. They help them to do many research from Indonesia, right? Information. So they give them many feedback. So they try to contact with Indonesia different company, government, many association. So maybe this is very potential, right? So I mean, we don't give any advice, or maybe we give advice, but we don't give them the decision. So our job is the same. We try to build this community, right? From a different country, maybe from USA, from India, from Japan, from Thailand, and then we invite all the partners. If you want to build this community together, we can do together, right? So and then we share into our startup team, right? In the end, our job is we encourage them to make decision, right? This decision is, I think, you need to through many objective resource, right? Like if I want to go Indonesia, what kind of resource, what kind of people, maybe embassy, maybe association, maybe like I3 in Indonesia, maybe the III in Indonesia, and then you try to communicate with them. And maybe I have some talent from Indonesia, I know someone. And then your decision team make a decision. Okay, our team this year or next year, our goal is to Indonesia, right? So, I mean, we don't give up. We try to give them all we can do. All the partner, relationship, everything we do the same.
All right, I'm gonna ask you the second question. And then you have only 30 seconds to.
Okay, good.
Is what are the global developments happening right now impacting startup in Southeast Asia?
I want to follow the Indonesia. Actually, Actually, we have many stereotypes from Indonesia. For example, I host one event with TCA, Taipei Computer Association. We invite like 15 IoT or IT company in Taiwan. In the end, they find out, oh my God, the Indonesia the startup is so excellent, right? They are the most unicorn in the South Asia country, right? So they figure out, oh my God, totally over their imagination. They already like have a size. They are very excellent. They have a good market, everything. So in the end, they decided to cooperate with them.
All right.
Yeah.
So the host of this wonderful booth just showed a sign of 3 minutes. Time passes, right? So maybe we give like quick question, yes or no, right? Or you can just shout out the questions because these are wonderful questions. Can we have extra 2 minutes? Okay. So we have 5 minutes, all right? 5 minutes, all right. So David, let me pick, So what is the optimal mode to go to international markets? What's the ultimate way?
The ultimate way is to be ready to tackle that. And once you're ready, you need to immerse yourself into that new market. You have to take it as if it's a new business.
Great. We're gonna follow David's model. Answer needs to be less than 3 sentences. All right. I'm sorry. All right. So Klaus, I'm gonna move in. What are the common pitfalls when establish business in US?
Oh wow, that's not a 10-second answer there. There's a
3
lot of
keywords. 3 keywords. Let's give it a try.
One of the big things is not revisiting customer discovery and agile processes when you go global. Instead of many companies go the company way, they've been successful at home, they think they could be successful with that model out there in the world, and they just say, let's go. Just like Walmart did in Germany, they lost $1 billion
Man.
at the end. And so you really need to be intentional and revisit agile, sort of the agile development and mentality when you go international.
All right, amazing. Same question. What are the common hurdles or challenges when you go to Southeast Asia? Bam.
Maybe just one. Just go try it and do your best and don't give up. Give up just too easy. So just enjoy the journey from my side. Yeah.
All right, David, comes back to you. You made an excellent format of how to answer these quick questions. How to build alignment within team and get resources needed to fund international at scale. I know it's not a bang questions.
I think as a startup, like Klaus said, it's agile. Right? So you need to do assessments beforehand. And as a team, you need to support each other going into a new country. And I think it's a full company thing. It shouldn't be a department thing. It should be something that you do as a company as a whole.
All right, Klaus, we're gonna follow the bang approach. What are the steps for successful international growth?
Oh, that's a very big question, right? We actually have developed 6 different steps. I'm not going to go through it all, to be honest.
Which page? Which chapter?
We actually didn't include the 6 steps in our book because we didn't want it to be just a pure expansion guide. We wanted to, build principles. But I do agree, building that internal alignment is absolutely key. We have 4 commitments in the book where we talk about resource alignment, granting autonomy and trust to local teams because they need to do that localization discovery and really understand that market and how to successfully implement a new model there. Building communication and clarity within the organization, building what we call feedback loops from local markets to headquarters, and then a commitment to global agile, our new concept of the book.
That's amazing. So before I ask you for the last question, there's going to be a final conclusion is what are the 3 advices we like to give the startup when they're launching in the foreign market, right? Only keywords, okay? But Uniform, I'm gonna ask you yes or no questions. Is it easier to go to Southeast Asian country market or Europe or USA? For Taiwan company, yes, only US, South or Europe?
My answer is sausage.
All right, great.
Okay, my friend.
So as a conclusion, everybody, 3 keywords, your top advices for Taiwan company to go abroad. Like, Klaus?
3 key sentences. Commit as an organization, customers first, it's a team sport.
That's amazing. That's amazing. David?
Trust your team, committing fully to a new market, and embrace change.
All right, uniform. You're gonna do the closer.
Respect the talent, right? Respect the market, and don't give up.
All right, let's give a round of applause. So this amazing panelist, we have Klaus from USA. He's always on the plane, and with David representing TechStart, and with Uniform representing Starfall. Once again, on behalf of Star Turbo Scout Show, my name is David. Thank you everybody for being present at this wonderful panel. Thank you so much.